Here in this video, we are going to talk about the topic sound. So what is sound? It is something that you are hearing right now, right? So we hear sounds everywhere, like, so sound is a kind of a thing that is audible for us. But in fact, there are sounds that are not audible for us. We will talk about that a little bit later. But sound is, as of now, like what are we experiencing is the sound that what we are seeing it, right? So what we can say is how I am making this sound. I am making this sound by vibrating my vocal cords. You can hit one body with the other. You can vibrate a body. You can vibrate a tuning fork. You can make a sound. So the first thing that what we can understand is sound is somebody that is produced by a body that is vibrating. So every vibrating body produces a sound. So for a sound to be produced, it has to be via a vibrating body, right? So when a sound is being produced by a vibrating body, you have to hear that. Sound is produced by the body at one place. You are hearing it some other place. How are you hearing it? It is traveling. How it is traveling? It is traveling via air. So this air here is called medium. So sound travels not only through air medium, which is a gaseous medium, it can travel through solid mediums like iron, it can solid through liquid mediums like water, it can passes through gaseous mediums like air or any of other gas. But you need to know one thing, that sound will not be able to travel without any medium. No traveling of the sound when there is no medium. So having a medium is mandatory. Of course, this medium shall have certain properties like elasticity, like it has to come back to its original position. We'll talk about them in detail when it comes to that particular location. But right now we can say every vibrating body produces a sound. That sound travels to a medium. That medium could be anything like solid, liquid or gas. One more important thing that we need to understand is sound is a form of energy. Like light is an energy, sound is also a format of energy. When we say it's energy, it obviously satisfies conservation of energy. Like sound is neither created nor destroyed. It just converts from one form to another form. So when you press a calling bell, what it do is electric energy is converted into sound energy. So like you use an iron box, you are converting a electric energy into heat energy. So what we can say is sound is a format of energy, and it satisfies the law of conservation of energy. So before I go further, let me say the things once again. Sound is a format of energy. Sound is a format of energy. Sound is a format of energy. Every vibrating body produces a sound. It needs a medium for propagation. So what do you mean by it needs a medium for propagation? I would like to say you cannot have this audio heard on moon. On moon, I may be talking to you. You are there. But between you and me, there has to be a medium present, no? Air medium on the earth, that what we have. But on moon, there is no medium. So though there is a vibrating body, though it is satisfying conservation of energy, it won't be able to travel from one place to another place. So sound is a format of energy. Every vibrating body produces it, and you need a medium for propagation from one place to another place, right? And I said something like so many bodies make sounds, but some bodies are some sounds are audible for you, some other sounds are not audible for you. So that depends on the kind of frequency that the sound making. What do you mean by frequency? Then I'm introducing a new term called frequency. Frequency is somebody that I said like every vibrating body produces sound. this body has to vibrate certain number of times per second. That is called frequency. How many times the body vibrates? Every time it produces a energy in the format of a wave. Of course, we are introducing new terms. We'll go a little slow on that. But there is a kind of a frequency called audible range of frequency for us. For a human beings, audible range of frequency is 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. You mean to say, if anybody is making vibrations less than this 20 Hz or more than 20,000 Hz, that sounds are not audible for you. Within these sounds only it is audible for you. So this is a limitation of a human being, that we have ability to receive the frequencies, to understand the frequencies and sounds of frequencies only 20 Hz and 20,000 Hz. Frequencies below 20 Hz are called something like infrasonics. Frequencies above 20 Hz are called ultrasonics. So none of these are audible for you. For you, the audible range of frequency is only 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. So I'm not going into very much details of the frequency, and of course sound travels like a wave in a medium. Medium is something like air. So what is that wave in a medium like? Let me try to explain what do you mean by that wave. Sound travels like from one place to another place like waves. Say for example, I want to throw a ball in a classroom from my desk, being a teacher, to you who are sitting in the last bench. This is the podium of the teacher. Assume you are sitting in the last bench. I have a ball with me. I can throw this ball in the air straight to you. That is transfer of energy directly from me to you. But I don't want to take that pain. What do I do is, there are so many students in all the benches sitting before me, and you are in the last bench. So what do I do is, I will hand over this ball. I don't want to throw you directly to you. I will hand over this ball just by stretching my hand to the boy who is sitting next to me in the first bench. So what I have done here, I have stretched my hand over the ball, and I came back to my position, my original position. Now the first boy has got that ball. He will stretch his hand, supply the ball to the second boy, and then he comes back to his original position. Like that, each boy stretches his hand, supply the ball to the next boy, and they come back to their original positions. And the last but one boy will give the ball to you. So my job of transferring the ball from me to you has been done. Here, assume ball is like a kind of energy I want to transfer, sound energy. How I have transferred that energy? I have not given it to you directly. I have given that to each of the people on my way. These are all each of the particles of the medium. What do the particles have done? They vibrated about their mean position, distributed the energy to the next particle, came back. So no particle has permanent displacement. It is just temporary. They moved from one place to another place and transferred the energy from one place to another place. That way of transmission is called something like sound energy. So I'm not making the first lesson for the class. I'm not teaching too many things in the class. I'm telling you only basics, right? Sound is a format of energy that is audible only when the frequency range of that sound is between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. That's called audible range of frequency. So every vibrating body produces a sound, but if it makes oscillations less than 20 or more than 20,000, that's not audible for the human beings. This sound travels via the medium. It could be a solid, liquid or gas. On earth, we are having air medium. If there is no medium, sound cannot travel from one place to another place. The best example is the moon. On the moon, we cannot have a class because the sound cannot be heard, because there is lack of medium. Sound also satisfies law of conservation of energy, just converts from one form to another form. Sound travels from one place to another place like a wave. Each particle of the medium acts like a part of the business. They vibrate about their mean position, transfer the energy to the next particles, and come back to their original position. Thus, there is only a temporary displacement of the particles from one place to another place. There is no permanent displacement. This is how sound goes from one place to another place like waves. There are so many kinds of waves. There are many nitty-gritties of this many each of the things that we have discussed. We'll get and talk about that in the coming lesson. Thank you for watching.